Sekiro is a hard game. Its reputation precedes it. Lil Laggy has shown, however, that with enough patience, this game can be broken over one's knee. Beaten with a dance pad, every enemy's demon of hatred, constant poison, and more. People have called these runs fake, but they are, as far as I can tell, very much real. If you haven't already, be sure to check out his channel, especially those Sekiro runs. I've got a link down there in the description. Anyway, I sought out to answer a question that I had about the game. Can it be beaten with one finger? First and foremost, let's go over the ground rules. Controls. 4, 5, 6, and 8 replace the standard WASD control scheme. Number 9 is the deflect key. Enter is the Makiri counter / dash. Number 3 is to use my currently equipped quick item, which is Healing Gourd pretty much the entire time. Jump on 0. Lock on is number 1. Number 2 is grapple. And number 7 is attack. Goals for this run. What do I want to accomplish? I want to get the purification ending, which means I'm going to need to go to Hirata Estate and defeat Owl Father. I need to use only one finger the entire game, and I also need to kill Demon of Hatred. Here's the rules for doing this. I can only use the mouse in menus, so if I do use the mouse, it's not an invalid run as long as it was inside a menu. Avoid cheeses which circumvent the fights. I don't want to run Gyoubu off a cliff or anything like that. And if I use the wrong finger, I die. I have to stand there and get killed. Making it out of the well was no problem, but I quickly realized I didn't have a crouch key. I don't have crouch bound to a key.
That shinobi at the bottom of the well. We didn't shackle.
We don't need it.
Restrain him, nothing. That doesn't worry anybody? Not at all.
Oh, that's not good. I bound crouch to the right arrow key and continued on like I hadn't just invalidated the established control scheme. I also bound interact to backspace while I was at it. Soon thereafter, I met the first recurring boss in the game, platforming. The main problem with only using one finger is that I can only press one button at a time. This almost entirely disqualifies standard jumping to clear a gap. Eventually, I realized I had to walk off the ledge and then wall jump to clear the gap.
There we go!
After speaking to Kuro and obtaining the Kusabi Maru, I punished some innocent men for doing their jobs and came face to face with their leader, Shigenori Yamauchi. Oh, he's cracked. By this point, I was feeling very real pain in my right index finger, but I overcame him with my superior fingering skills. Knowing that Genichiro would wipe the floor with me, I blew my reed whistle so Lord Kuro could laugh at my early demise. Luckily for me, Genichiro decided to only kill my arm instead of me. Moving my way through the outskirts, I decided to bully General Naomori Kawara, this general, into giving me his gourd seed, as well as his prayer beads. Realizing I couldn't make the normally trivial jump to avoid this group of enemies, I instead faced them head on. When I say this, I mean that I ran straight past them like a true gamer.
Keep walking calmly away. Oh, I know what to do. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Nice. Don't. No, 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 not the chicken, not the chicken. I can't handle the chicken.
Interrupting a casual conversation with my blade, I destroyed these two fine gentlemen and begin fighting the first real boss of the run, Chained Ogre.
Oh no.
The big problem with this fight was that I couldn't dodge to the side or jump away from him, so I tried aggressively orbiting him like a false moon, to no avail.
Crap.
I think Hirata Estate might be a good idea. My successful attempt consisted of me clearing his first death blow with a cheap backstab, which I achieved by luring him away from the normal battlefield. Once performed, I wondered what would happen if I pressed the dash button immediately as he grabbed me.
Whoa. Whoa, it works! Holy crap, that works? I didn't think that would work. I'll take it. Alright. To celebrate, I ran past another group of enemies without dying even once. Up next was the most difficult challenge I'd yet faced, the Great Serpent. Of course, platforming was the real enemy here. Again. Crap, that didn't work. Oh! With patience, however, I was able to find a consistent route to reach the palanquin. After this, however, I needed to make a swift getaway with multiple jumps in the way. Do it, do the thing. There you go. Oh crap! 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 Oh, no! 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 Channeling the power of Batman, and dying a few times, I was finally able to outrun the serpent and make it to safety. No. Oh no! Come on! Come on! What am I doing wrong? There we go! There we go! There we go! Go, 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 go! Clothing red and pants browned, I continued past a group of goofballs and challenged a horseman to a death battle.
My name is Gyoubu!
Staring him down, that was all the motivation he needed to ride toward me and try to turn me into a dead shinobi. A deshobi. Parrying his attacks at the right time was pretty much it. If you've played this game, you already knew that, though. There we go. Up next, I avoided the blazing bowl by heading down to Hirata Estate. Stealthing past the enemies was fine until they spotted me, but at that point I just ran past them. Fighting the Shinobi Hunter took a few tries, but once I purchased the Makiri counter upgrade, it was a one-sided affair. Dang it. Oh. Wow. That was really easy. Moving past the Shinobi Hunter, I made a mad dash into the estate walls. Jazao the Drunkard was a bit of an issue, but nothing that persistence and stealth couldn't fix. Crap! This was not part of the plan! Now the Drunkard is right behind me, I have to run this way now! Now I have to run this way! Now I run this way! Run! 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 Lock on, let's kill him! Like Zoic Scoob! Parrying his attacks perfectly was also very helpful, as hit-and-run tactics were too complicated to perform with this control setup. Once I'd conquered the Drunkard, I accepted Grandma's invitation to her holy temple. Instead of baking cookies, however, she decided to bake the building and end my life. Oh, man. Yeah, a puppy with one finger. Luckily for me, she was unable to handle the neutron style, and I out-parried her to death, only to learn that it was a trick the whole time. She summoned her high school choir group to fight me, but as to be expected with geriatrics, I ran literal circles around them until they died of natural causes. I outparried her a second time and was able to put a sword through her heart, officially terminating any chances I had of receiving cookies in the future. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Returning to the Blazing Bull, I defeated it in my next play session without pressing the record button. Well, dang it. I was not recording. I killed the Blazing Bull, and then got to Ashina Castle. This is unfortunate, but you're insane if you think I'll go through that again. Moving on from this, I ascended the floors of Ashina Castle to get the crap beat out of me by trained samurai. No! I got the idol, it's fine. Jinsuke Saze was as easy as I expected he would be. Frick! Now that's an opener. It's all part of my strategy. The next fight wasn't too big of an issue either. Genichiro decided he'd show me how to parry more comfortably, and even how to reverse lightning. He is such a nice guy.
How is lightning gonna work? Oh, just like that. That's how it's gonna work.
I killed some rats for the Tengu, and then made my way to Senpou Temple to disturb the peace. The next part was even harder than the Great Serpent. This small dude had blocked my path, refusing to let me pass. I used a Gachin Sugar to intimidate and then kill him.
Ooh, okay.
I then performed one of the hardest jumps in the game and found myself face to face with Huge Man!
It's fine.
Being from another continent, I was concerned he wasn't educated in things I knew, so I taught him firsthand about how gravity works. He forgot my name though.
That was rough.
After educating that fine gentleman, I attempted to sharpen my hunting skills by hunting some innocent monkey spirits.
Whoa.
Starting out, they were simply too fast for me until I started playing their game.
No way! That worked?
Once the red monkey was dead, along with the invisible one, I popped the backs of the other two monkeys and apparently killed them too or something. I visited my drug dealer and got the meth blade, beginning my journey through the poison swamps of the Sunken Valley.
Oh. No!
Snake Eyes Shirahagi was an issue until I remembered every ranged enemy's weakness, a secluded back alleyway. After laying her to rest, I continued through the misty forest and fought the hardest boss in the game.
God was with me for that kill.
Moving through the village of my distant relatives from Alabama, I found a crying woman deeper within the forest and decided to comfort her with my blade. Finally, I came face to face with every man's dream, a woman who was taller than me. After accepting her for who she is and celebrating her helicopter cosplay, I moved into the wedding cave and borrowed the shelter stone. Returning to the Sunken Valley, I had to multitask to make it past this part. I would jump off an edge and then wall jump off that edge to make this grapple point. I would repeat this maneuver, while still being shot at, in order to reach my first milestone, Shirahagi's twin sister, Shirafuji. Once she was dead and I had no healing gourds left, I ran recklessly into the Fortress of the People, turning me to Swiss cheese. With a mixture of patience and stealth, I picked off the gunners one by one to fight their father figure, long-armed centipede giraffe. I played the rhythm game and cut through some monkey's property only to come face to face with their angry landlord.
Let's do it.
I encouraged him to give his brain some much-needed oxygen, only for him to upgrade his fighting style and try to impale me. After doing this, I removed the cyst that was inside his neck and borrowed his prized possession, a flower. Heading back to the castle, my father decided I was unworthy of the family name and tried to kill me. With much patience, I knocked his posture to 0 and almost cried over it.
Come on, I can do it. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. Oh my goodness. I don't know how I did that so well. Oh, that was incredible. I beat the crap out of him.
After revisiting Hirata Estate and getting absolutely bodied...
Okay, so the dogs are quite lethal. Nice. So I can't see a pirate. Don't try to do anything! Oh, he got my booty. Okay, I got shredded there. No! Frick!
Oh, this game sometimes, man. I checked to see if I left behind any of my grandma's cookies, only to learn that my zombie father had recovered them first, and was willing to kill for them. He put up a nasty fight, and I had to come up with some new tactics in order to defeat him. Firstly, I had to always, without fail, back away from his firecracker blasts. The only exception to this rule was when it was clear he was about to do a heavy attack immediately after, in which case I would walk through the firecrackers and dash through his blade, because apparently this is Dark Souls now. Next, because sprinting was tedious and ineffective, I had to always be walking toward him at a leisurely pace. One finicky little thing I discovered is that if you hit him in the air while he's winding up a sweep attack, you can actually stop him in the middle of his running animation. The last major adjustment I had to make was in response to his owl. Normally, I will stand still and deflect him when he jumps out of it, but with one finger, the inputs required were simply too quick. So I resorted to tap sprinting away from where I thought the owl was going to be. Once his health was depleted to the point of him recovering posture more slowly, I focused on parrying any attack he threw at me, and he was defeated in no time.
Let's get it!
Defeated.
Owl father is done. I got the aromantic flower. Finishing business with my father, I continued my journey in the Fountainhead Palace, where I decided to meet up with my Tinder date, another girl claiming to be taller than me. Unfortunately, it was the same woman from before, only this time she turned her head into a centipede to make herself appear taller. Naturally, I terminated our relationship and her life, and made my way into the mysterious land of the Fountainhead Palace. The largest issue I faced here was the palace nobles. They aren't normally an issue, but with my awkward movement techniques and general clumsiness, a single noble could easily kill me. Wow. To circumvent this, I used stealth to slip through the courtyard without getting my soul sucked. Next, I systematically dispatched the Okami warrior women to reach their leader, Shizu. Let's go. Goodbye. No way that worked. No way, that's awesome. Oh, what the f- No way, no way. I'm actually cracked. No way, no way. That worked! No freaking way! Once I slayed the lifeguard, I irresponsibly jumped into the ocean. The giant fish showed me who was boss a couple of times before I figured out a decent stealth route past him. Frick. By swimming backwards through these buildings at appropriate times, I was able to sneak past him unscathed. No, 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 no. Too early, too early, too early, too early, too early. Oh, wow, it worked. Reaching the Divine Dragon, he flexed the fact that he had more fingers than me and attempted to kill me with patience. Mine was greater, and I was able to give him a kiss, which sent lightning through his mind and body, leading him to cry. Once the Divine Dragon had been humiliated, it was time to face the deadliest boss of this entire challenge, the Demon of Hatred. The problem with this guy is that he demands you to sprint around at full speed to properly engage with him. With my control scheme, however, this is infeasible, and I had to find clever workarounds to his attacks. Firstly, his 4-hit melee combo can actually be dashed through on the fire attacks, leaving only 1 or 2 actual deflects to be necessary. Next, on his Fire Slam, you can actually just casually back up and barely make it out of the blast zone in time. With his Fireball throwing attack, it is necessary to back away immediately as he begins winding up, which also increases the time it takes to get close to him to deal any actual damage. In general, anytime he uses his firearm, it is necessary to dash at the last moment to iframe through it.
For whatever reason, doing this negates all damage and status buildup. Up next, the biggest run killer attack he has, the ranged Fire Stomp. Normally, sprinting perpendicularly to this attack is the only way to dodge it, and a quick grapple afterward allows you to get close to him quickly. However, I am completely incapable of moving to the side fast enough to dodge it in any meaningful way. Thus, there are two combined techniques I use to dodge it. Number 1. Dousing Powder. In the event that this Fire Stomp hits me, the Dousing Powder ensures that I don't get one shot. Number 2. Step Dodge. I'm not entirely sure why, but if you step dodge at the perfect time, the stomp will deal absolutely no damage to you. This is inconsistent, and I think it may have to do with a convenient gap in hitboxes, or it may even be frame perfect. Finally, I needed a lot of luck. I had to be extra aggressive in phases 2 and 3 simply due to this attack's existence. If he used it, there was a high chance that I would get hit by it and would need to sacrifice a resurrection or healing gourds to replenish the health lost. On top of this, the fact that I can only carry 5 Dousing Powder also limits me in my capacity to dodge this thing. As you can see, the mere threat of this attack is enough to give me massive amounts of anxiety. He's gonna do the dolls. Idols. Whoa! He tricked me. What? I did it! This attack hitting you without Dousing Powder either kills your entire health bar, or does absolutely nothing, which makes runs more inconsistent and difficult to plan for. The next run-killing attack is the Fire Idols. Normally, sprinting at a perpendicular angle is all it takes to dodge these things, and some weaving can allow you to get close to them during the attack. For me, however, the only method of dodging these things was timing a step dodge perfectly. Sekiro's hitbox shrinks in height when a dodge is performed, and it's this shrinking which allows me to dodge this attack at all. If dodged too early, the nearest idol will correct its flight path and hit you. If dodged too late, you get a face full of idol, which will almost one-shot you, but the next idol will always finish the job. The final issue with this attack is that as you're approaching him, it can be more difficult to see the idols spawn and what their flight path will be, making it more difficult to dodge the attack the longer it continues. All of these deadly attacks become more common in Phase 3, forcing me to constantly use consumables and aggression to minimize the chances I choke or get too many fire stomps. All of this culminated in a 3-hour string of fights against this guy, as well as 30 deaths. Here's a highlight reel showcasing all the intense moments from my single successful attempt. He's gonna do the dolls. Idols. Whoa! He tricked me. What? I did it! Would do that. I remember the plan. Okay, I need to use 2 items. Akko Sugar. Divine Confetti. have so many decisions to make. Okay, his health bar is at half. His posture is nowhere near that. I need more divine confetti and or Akko's sugar. I need a pellet, but I don't know if I'm about to run out of dousing powder. How about this? I use a pellet. If he does the big boom, I try to dodge it. When I fail, I will heal back to half, then I will use a pellet at the first opportunity. Once I use that second pellet, and my final pellet, then I can use divine confetti and Akko's sugar again. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I can't believe I did it! With the Demon of Hatred eliminated, Isshin the Sword Saint was all that stood in my way of completing this butt-clenching challenge. He took me 2 attempts to defeat and, as expected, was no problem at all. I just parried him to death and remained aggressive, utilizing healing windows whenever possible. His death marked the end of this 12-hour playthrough of the game, and was a nice victory lap after struggling so much with the Demon of Hatred.
Well done, Sekiro. Farewell.
As we've learned, it is in fact possible to beat Sekiro. Dad's died twice. As we've learned, it is in fact possible to beat Sekiro Shadows Die Twice using only one finger and pressing one button at a time. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or night. Man, this is the longest video I've ever made, and it's the most difficult project I've ever completed as well. If I had to guess, at the time of writing this outro, I've spent about 21 hours on this so far, with about 1 hour left. The quality fluctuated throughout the video as I learned more editing strategies and my standards changed, so thank you for enduring that. And I know that this isn't the greatest long-form Sekiro challenge video on YouTube, but I don't plan on making any more in the future, but we'll see what happens. Going forward, my YouTube projects are going to be much smaller in scope than this one, because this kind of got a little miserable, not going to lie. But if you do stick around and this is your introduction to my channel, I'd love to have you. Just know that the theming will not be consistent, and it'll just be videos about whatever I feel like at the time. This video has gone on long enough now, so goodbye.